Hey, we're Fake Palms.
Gotta try again.
Hey, we're Fake Palms.
You're watching AMBY.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I'd like to welcome you to our interview with Fake Palms. How you both doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. We're here in Toronto before your show at the Silver Dollar. Pretty stoked to be covering it tonight. And you're playing this in support of your debut record, self-titled Fake Palms. So just for the album, how long was this record actually in the works for?
The songwriting process was about 4 years, and then getting the band together was like a couple months. I think before we made the record, we practiced 3 times.
Good handful.
Yeah. And then kind of just went to the studio and hoped for the best, to be honest.
Well, I have a quote from you here that I came across, and it was just about how you wanted the record to have no backing tracks, no samples, because you wanted to make music that was an honest representation of you guys just being in a room with one another. So you feel that nowadays a lot of artists take shortcuts, but rather than relying on their own talent and going towards more technology.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, it's weird that to do something without overdubbing stuff and to like produce it into oblivion, it's weird that that's not normal. Whereas like that's just the way it used to be. People would get into a room and make music, so it's kind of just that was just the vibe we were going for and what's the sound we wanted to get, I suppose. I think we all listen to bands that we like, those bands that do that, and the particular feel and vibe of that. And then you hear the mistakes, like you hear us like dropping guitars or breaking strings or whatever, and it just adds some character to the sound, so you don't just think, oh, they played that riff once and then just looped it 10 times.
There's some actual real feeling to it, which is probably what fans love to hear the most.
That's what we're hoping for.
You're now touring in support of the records. How have the shows been treating you so far?
Shows have been great, locally and abroad as well. Yeah.
You having a good time?
We're having a great time. Yeah.
Well, I saw that you were at the Moog synthesizer. It was their factory one day when you were on this tour.
Yeah.
So that was a couple of days back. So what were some other cool things that you came across or explored while you were on the road?
Oh goodness, the inside of the van, a lot.
You saw a lot of that, I'm sure.
Yeah, and inside of venues. Yeah, what else?
Yeah, we didn't have any days off, so we were like driving nonstop a lot. But when we did stop, a lot of used bookstores, because Pat and Simone are pretty big nerds and read a lot.
Yeah.
And then in Nashville, we went to a bunch of guitar stores and stuff, because we're all nerds for gear and stuff. And then, good coffee shop, like this standard stuff that
All the
everyone
usual
seems to go
suspects.
to,
Yeah.
coffee shops and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a pretty tightly routed tour, so we didn't have too much time to play with most days.
Yeah, I think we showed up in Detroit right before soundchecked, played a show, and then left. So we were in Detroit for like 2 hours, and that was kind of the theme of the whole tour.
A lot of in and outs, I guess.
Yeah.
It must feel pretty nice then to be back in your hometown of Toronto tonight.
It's great, although we have to drive to Chicago tomorrow.
Yeah, 2 more shows left.
Which is, I thought would be fine because it's an 8-hour drive, but load-in's really early, so we have to get up at like 6 and drive to Chicago.
Well, what were the things you missed most about your hometown when you were on the road?
Oh goodness. Well, I mean, like we weren't away for that long on this last tour, so I don't know that it even got to that stage for me. I mean, we have some of us are in relationships, so that's difficult being on the road for some time. But it was kind of just enough time being on the road to kind of get into the groove of touring, but not, we weren't broken out of our daily cycle at home for too long for it to be disruptive, I don't think.
Yeah, I think for me, I hadn't toured in such a long time that I was so excited to, that I didn't want it to end. I was like, oh man, we're like, tour's over, like,
we were just kind of getting into the swing of things.
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of awesome Toronto bands emerging at the moment. It seems like the scene is just never ending. So which bands from Toronto could you recommend our viewers to give a listen to?
There's a band called the Soup Cans, which are amazing. There's a band called New Fries, which are amazing. I hate to say it to be self-promotional, but all the bands on Buzz Records we're huge fans of.
All the bands tonight, Grounders, Mimico, and Pony.
Yeah, they're all awesome.
Yeah.
Trying to make this lineup for the show is incredibly difficult because there's so many good local bands that we're friends with.
We could sit here all night and tell you about different bands from different parts of different scenes from
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But we don't have all
we
night.
don't have all night.
Yeah, but you guys have a show to get to pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Silver Dollar is a very neat venue that is here in Toronto, and you play some really cool venues across this tour. So just tell our viewers a little bit about your favorite venues, whether it's ones you've played or you've seen shows at.
Just to begin with, Sheebie Jeebies is a great venue, kind of up at Dufferin and DuPont there. Silver Dollar is an institution. We all like playing here. What else?
Well, there's a couple places in Brooklyn that are now closed, unfortunately, like Glasslands and Death by Audio, which were amazing spaces that are now unfortunately gone. And I loved those places. Although we just played Palisades in Brooklyn, which was really cool. It's basically just a big concrete room, but it for some reason had the right vibe.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, to wrap everything up tonight, because as you mentioned, you have a show you got to go play very soon. And to wrap everything up, what do you say is the best part about being in Fake Palms with one another?
I get to yell at everyone.
Yeah, we get to be yelled at.
To be yelled at. Beautiful. Well, that wraps everything up, and just thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time today. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And remember, everyone, you can visit us at amusicblogger.com for all exclusive interviews and features with your favorite bands. We'll see you next time.